Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining me for this types of marketing series. Today, we will talk about public relations. What is public relations? How do you maintain them? And what are the processes involved in them? Is all what we'll discuss in this particular stream. So, what is public relations? It is the relationships you build with the you can say all the external and internal stakeholders of the company. External, as in the people who are consuming your services in public limited companies. It could be shareholders also. Internally, you would have your employees, your management people, companies, other companies, those who have invested in your company. So handling that, whatever what the image is going, what is the perceived image of yours, is what a public relations activity does. It involves a lot of things that we'll get into later, but it is the one of the oldest functions in any marketing department of, I would say, a more larger enterprise. What are the types of media? First, we have to understand what are the types of media. Then we can say that, okay, what kind of relations we build, because it is the relations that we're talking is developed through the media. So, what are the different types of media? Firstly, we have owned media. We have media that we have the kind of the ownership of our website, our you can say in our stores we have those um, your banners and everything, and also that is, I would say, the media that you own, right? So that would be online and offline. So online is all your websites, your own e-commerce store, and offline would be your within your retail, all your signages or all these things. So um, through this particular media is more in your control. What message you want, you can directly put it out there, and it is like a, you can say, this also is has to be managed. The importance of this is extremely important. It is all the communication that is coming from the horse's mouth, basically. Then you have the earned media. Earned media is what you want in an ideal setting. What the general media wants to talk about, the electronic media. It could be, say, the newspapers, magazines. It could be, say, the thought leaders also. It could be in digitally, like what the influencers are talking about. It could be the digital news channels, what they're talking about. So you have to earn. So what they will consider newsworthy generally is what would they would cover in this particular, where you have to earn this particular media. Then you have shared media, basically, where in the major social media channels you have your profiles. Why it is shared and not owned? Because anyone can go and interact with that content, comment on it, share it, and also in these kind of media, you are kind of sharing it with the people who are involved, who are commenting about and about it. So you have to be kind of careful what you are posting, because it directly goes into the public eye, and then they can also comment about it. And lastly, you have paid media. So paid media is all your advertisement that is there. Your banners would be relevant, is where it is you're paying for that particular banner to be somewhere. You have paying rent on it. You, in terms of digital, you have digital advertisements. It could be on the apps or in general on via searches or something. So this is all the paid media that you also will you have things written about you in the media, which is maybe paid indirectly. So that would also would come under the paid media. And also here, those are used because there is a limit up to which an owned media or even a shared media can go. To fill those gaps, if you have big budgets, then you go into paid media. So, a form of paid India, it would be advertorials. So, advertorials is when, and article is written about something would be educational, informative, or entertaining to your TG, and indirectly, your company is also mentioned in it. So these kind of advertorials basically are created. You are to the media houses. There is a kind of an agreement that happens that how this will all work out. But this is also a major source of revenue for a lot of especially small publications. um, and they talk, so it's basically where it is a cross between being newsworthy and you are directly talking about your services. And also herein you can look up examples of how these advertisements, but they're an important part of a big business, especially in print. It's filled with a lot of print media is filled a lot of advertorials, and they have an important role in saying the conversation or bringing attention to your particular business indirectly. Online reputation management is something which is a part of your, but with the digital world in the last 15 years, how much it has come up, how much of a role has social media. It is also online reputation management. If somebody googles your business name, what comes in the first say first two pages, what is written about you is a important part of a reputation, because that reputation has a kind of a direct impact on your goodwill, and that will lead to in your sales and all, that will have a major impact. So you have to monitor what is being said. But there are a lot of sites which are aggregating, or certain services like say a Make My Trip or something, or review sites, and say Yelp or something. So, what are people saying about you, and how you can sway a conversation in your favor if it's becoming a little bit? It is all part of online reputation man. This is a major services which is given by a lot of agencies. um, there is a science and an art to this, of how to manage the sentiment in it, create positive sentiment towards it. If there's too much of negative, some trolling happening, how do you control that? And also this is part of that online reputation management, which you are part of it. As a big brand, you have a complete function of how to look after this. Awesome. Let us now go to the Q&A session for this particular episode. How do you counter bad PR? So bad PR generally take place when there's a lot of negative news for your business. Like, for example, like in McDonald's, there was some negative, news, like somebody found an insect in their food or something. So that would react to bad. There were major incidents, like when the pesticides related to the soft drinks, when it was kind of reported that it was a high volume of that they had found of pesticides. And also these are things that have a bad. And with today the world in digital, the news can really spread really fast. One negative experience that one customer has can escalate, and can go viral, and that can really lead to a lot of bad publicity for a particular company. So that is the purpose of the PR department. They are on the lookout for any kind of these news. They will look at solving, if there is an actual person that had the negative experiences, they will look at contacting that person and trying to address the issue for them, so that that person is kind of satisfied. That is the, I think, major way. In that, rest is how you address it. Like when people, there is a outrage against you, like how do you kind of address it? The sources, the people who have an influence and they talk negatively, how can you kind of be hands on? So it is, I would say it's a very straightforward thing what you do, where you try to directly face the issue and try to resolve it honestly. in major cases and all, like when I mentioned the pesticides thing with the soft drinks, so they had made a kind of a release of a video wherein they showed the whole process. So they identified that this is having a major negative impact on our sales and everything and on our image and all that. So they released a video of the whole processes, what kind of things they followed. Even in in the case of the say the chocolates thing where they were insect or there were certain worms or something in that, and then they released a complete a different packaging only for this. That was the level of impact that particular thing also. It depends on what level it is. Every small negative review also can be a bad PR to the level I talk about with that chocolate thing in the worms, and they had to completely change the packaging. Video had to be released with some credible, highly credible celebrity that their processes he endorses and he takes us through that what they are following, and how the for them the health of the customer is the number one thing. And also that is how you're gonna just have to address it. You have to be just direct to the point and address the issue straight on. How do PR agencies work for celebrities? So for celebrities, majorly, like say the movie stars and all, they the major source of earning is the brand endorsements. Like you would say, even like the influencers and all, it is very unlikely in terms of the earnings is from actually that something from the work that is coming in. It is that popularity of that there's that they get work from in terms of the brands they get on board and all, the brand ambassador they can be, or the sponsored content or anything. So um, PR agencies look at, there is a constant coverage of them. They are, their attention is being maintained in the public eye, so they are being part of various publicized events. They're part of interviews of major channels that are doing well and all. They are part of events which are getting good coverage, and also any major celebrity is working with a PR agency to be in the public eye basically, right? Like because your work up to a point can only this, so there can be exceptions, but a work up to a point can only get them more work or brand work. And also if you have a good PR agencies, they are creating that positive image for you. Also there are some PR agencies which work with managers also to get work from other brands and all, right? So that all is a part of the whole the wheels that are turning, all the back end of the celebrity that is there, to get them more work, create that positive sentiment, and get more people, more fans basically. What does positive sentiment in the public towards your brand mean? So positive sentiment is something which would attract people towards a particular brand. That's something which they people are talking positive, because when that negativity increases like we discussed earlier, then it has a major impact. So today in social media they have certain tools, if there is that certain negative keywords or something people are talking about, that can be picked up. So majorly the PR's role is this, to create, to maintain a positive sentiment. But why do you need, like as humans we have to have that positivity in us, and the brands that we follow, it should appear they are doing something positive in the society. They are credible, they are providing good products and services, and they are working towards the society. If that is not created, we as humans will not gravitate towards that. So that sentiment has to be created. Even in huge public limited companies, it leads to buying more shares of them, so that you think that they will be more profitable. So that is the function of a particular PR team, to create this positive. And where it is kind of waning down, then how do you work to raise it? And that is the sole purpose of a PR agency. how to select work and promote the same as a freelancer. So here, I mean, it would also go. I wouldn't say too much like a freelancer. As a freelancer, you can talk about public relations because it's more in a brands, at a bigger stage when you're a huge brand and all. But it could correlate to like even a major, a celebrity, say, who's working major influencer, celebrity level influencer is a end of the day freelancer technically. So the way they select their work, what projects they are taking has a impact on what kind of companies or something can approach them, and also that would tie in into that. How do they promote that? How do they talk about that on their social media, all the projects that they are doing? Because everything is not consumed. The media has got granularized. You are not consuming everything of a particular celebrity, right? You don't have that many, like, hardcore fans. People, like, there are certain work they like about you, like of a movie star. You're not watching all the movies, right? You or all the, so today you have web series, everything. You're not consuming everything, right? So there are just certain things. So they talk about that work within their social media, the interviews they are covering, and also you have to select the work that most probably will get you more success within that domain. That is the effort by everyone, and you have to talk about it also. So that is where the PR would come in, that you are promoting that work also, and then that would lead to you getting more fans basically. How to manage expectations of the public. So this is a very important thing, that where you as a brand, you're positioning yourselves, and that would lead to that kind of expectation. So um, you as a brand, say you are a restaurant, like you are a small restaurant which is making, say, you have say South Indian food for mainly a middle class person is coming, right? So you will maintain that kind of a image. You can't in your delivering in on your marketing communications, can't be have something which is misleading, of what the experience would be. So the expectations of the public is managed with very correct communication of what your brand is in reality. Because if that is even something really opposite, there will be a lot of negative publicity of you, the what kind of expectations were generated by their wrong kind of advertising or your marketing communication work. So managing expectations is very correct communication of what actually the customer is going to be getting out of the experience, right? So that there is no, you should actually look at opposite, delighting the customer, not underwhelming, having that person having an underwhelming experience because of wrong communication. So, or creating some kind of a fake narrative. So that should not be there, because whatever in the capacity of a brand they are doing, in whatever market, there are plenty of people out there that would want that. So you would like, what you like, the honesty from the brand, right? So if the brand is honest and true to itself in the communication, then that would create the right expectations for the particular, from the public for the brand. Awesome. Thanks a lot. It's been a really good session in public relations that we had. If you would like to work with me, you can contact me on the top right. You can get my Linktree link from that particular QR code. I would provide digital marketing services basically to a lot of companies. You can be in B2B or B2C. Definitely, we can have a meeting. We can discuss about it and how you can take your business to the next level. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. I'll see you. Take care.